Hi, hello. Welcome to my channel. I'm Harriet, and I am so glad that you are here. Today, we will be discussing our thoughts, our beliefs, and how they affect our success. So, do you have dreams that you feel like you just can't seem to accomplish no matter how hard you try? Do you want to maybe be more successful? And I know that isn't something that everyone wants, but there are so many that do. But are you struggling to hit your goals? Do you feel like there's something that's just holding you back from your dream life, or maybe your dream job, or your dream home, or dream car, or dream lifestyle? Have you tried to figure out just what it is that's keeping you from what you desire? Sometimes we get to a point where we just feel stuck, right? And if you are having trouble identifying why you don't have the life you desire, maybe you should consider your thoughts. Like, have you ever heard the phrase, the only way out is through? What does that even mean? Like, what does it look like to go through a situation? Well, here's the thing. If you're feeling stuck in life and you want to get unstuck, being in your current situation is not going to help. You have got to do something different. And the thing is, what a lot of us don't realize is that your beliefs about yourself and your circumstances will affect the way you get through that situation, or if you get through it. But before we get into all of that, I wanted you to take a moment to subscribe to my channel. I'll be back. Okay, we are back. Now, if your answer was yes to any of those questions I asked in the beginning, I want you to take a moment, like I said, right before we pause, and consider your thoughts. Do you have a lot of negative self talk about yourself going on? Do you say things like, I can't complete this task, or I can't advance in my career, or I can't start a business, or I'm not good enough? I'm too tall, I'm too short, I'm too fat, I'm too skinny. I'm just not it. If you are saying those things, please stop. Please stop. Here's why. Our beliefs influence us in everything that we do. So you need to determine whether you have beliefs that are limiting you and what those beliefs are. Actually, becoming aware of the thoughts that hold you back is the first step into changing them. If you don't become aware of those negative thoughts, then they will continue to haunt and hinder you until you do something about it. We all have limiting beliefs. That's true. But the key is to be able to recognize them when they pop up and then be able to change them. By doing so, you'll be able to unlock the potential for success that's already inside of you. Recognizing your limiting beliefs will help you succeed in life and in business. But it's not enough just to recognize them. You have to change them. And when you change them, they will no longer be able to hold you back from going after the things that you desire, because you have a new belief in yourself that you didn't have before. However, if you don't identify them, your limiting beliefs will continue to hold you back from the quality of life that you want, but you think is not attainable. And so that dream home, the dream car, the dream lifestyle, the business, anything it is that you want and you feel like you can't attain it, it's likely that the thoughts that you're thinking about yourself, it's what's keeping you from them. Um, Identifying and changing those thoughts can be accomplished by asking yourself questions and then following up with more questions that will help you become aware of your limiting beliefs. Now, the important part here is being honest with yourself, digging deep and figuring out whether or not what you really desire is worth the change that you need to make. So, for example, if you feel like, let's say, you want to write a book, but you haven't written that book because you say, I don't have enough time. Start by asking yourself why. Is it really because you're too busy? Or is it because the task just seems so overwhelming that you fear getting started? We won't even talk about fear today. We'll leave that topic for another day. So, what you need to do at this point is you need to get down to the root cause of the actual issue. Once you've identified what's holding you back, then you can begin to question whether or not that belief is true. So if you aren't sure of the answer, because sometimes we let not knowing just stop us, figure it out. Now, let's go back to our example of I want to write a book, but I don't have enough time. Start out by just taking some time to figure out where your time is spent. A lot of times when we don't know, we just stop looking. We don't try to figure it out. But if you are serious about writing that book, you really want to be an author, you have a story on the inside of you that is dying to get on the outside of you, it's worth taking the time to identify what it is that can change that story. So you want to, take some time and figure out, okay, where's my time spent? Write it down, because when you write it down, it's visual. It helps your brain to kind of remember. Sometimes you say, oh, okay, I did this at 9, I did this at 10, but you're really not remembering all the details. So writing it out will definitely help you to better understand where your time is spent. And then if you find that you really don't have time to do what you need to get that book done, then try to find a solution that'll help you overcome that challenge. It may be some, adjustments in your time and, your availability and, you know, you may have to change some things, right? But if it's not true, right? So if it's not true that that you don't have time, maybe you're afraid of putting yourself out there, or you're worried that people won't like your story. Maybe it has nothing to do with time at all. I mean, if it does, you may find, okay, maybe if I can reduce time in other areas of my life, like watching Netflix or napping or whatever, then I'll have more time. But if it's, I'm really just afraid, then that's something completely different. And what you can do differently is you can change that to a more empowering belief. So something like, instead of saying, I don't have enough time to write the book, you can say something like, I am creating time in my schedule each day to complete one chapter per day for my book. Right. So now you're telling your brain, okay, I'm going to write this book. I'm going to write a chapter a day. I am going to commit myself. I am no longer going to tell myself I don't have time, because once you keep telling yourself that, your brain starts to believe that you really don't have time, when really, if you made some changes, you could have time. The thing is about limiting beliefs is that the more you practice this process of overcoming them, the easier it will become for you to recognize them, challenge them, and then change them. So we all have them. Limiting beliefs are just a part of who we are. Uh, Negative thoughts creep in all the time. The important thing is knowing how to identify them, how to challenge them, and be willing to change them so that you can go after everything that you desire. All right. If you found this info that I shared today helpful, Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Also, check the comments because I dropped the link in for a blog all about how limiting beliefs can affect your success. And if you'd like to check that out, definitely do so. All right. If you would like to connect, feel free to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or TikTok. You can find me at sign Harriet M Harris MBA, and I also have it popped up on the screen. I appreciate you joining. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them. I will reply to each and every one of them. And I look forward to you joining me again soon. Bye bye.